My dear friends, welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator SDK tutorial. And today, after Steam Update 11, I want to show you how to make helipads, how to add helipads in the Flight Simulator, where you can start from and go up in the sky and do helicopter things. Okay, so today's episode is gonna be the creation of some helipads in Italy near Bolzano, like they call it, and the Helipads will be in the in the hospital of Bolzano. And I choose this one because it's they have four helipads in the hospital. It's a very big one, and they have those two helipads here, Bolzano, and they have another one here near the hospital, and they have one here on the top of the hospital. This is a new one. This one is being operated since 2020, maybe. And in this imagery, you can see it. But if you go to another type of imagery, and I go in here to OpenStreetMap, where you can choose when you are in edit mode, several types of base imagery, and the most updated one shows the new helipad with its graphics. So if we want to create the good one, we have the imagery for it. And okay, let's go. Let's fire up the simulator. Let's bring the our start location in the near of where we want to create our airport. It's here. It's here. It's near Bolzano. So I'm gonna place here in a parking and set as departure. Flight conditions like this. Of course, we don't want live weather. Let's click fly and let's build our scenery. Okay, so now I'm loaded in the simulator in the vicinity of the airport, and now I can create my project. So I'm going to choose Project Editor. I'm gonna to go to Project, New Project, and here you can choose your base project folder where you're gonna put all your projects. So it's a folder inside my documents folder. This project name will be some boson. I'm gonna create a new project. This will be a package project. And now we have to choose the type of the project we want to create. So this is just a starter. It's not required. You can go to custom or you can go with the airport, but you can end up in the same way using the right objects. So we need airport to put helipads in the simulator, because the helipad is a child of an airport. In the simulator structure, the helipad is a child of an airport. So we're gonna add an airport, and the title will be Boson. Click next. And we want to create, if we are outside of a real airport, so we are not in LIPB, which is the Boson airport, we want to create an airport outside of the airport in this case. So I'm going to create an airport anywhere in the world, and we need to choose an ICAO code, or ICAO code, like we said in Italy, for this airport. We can choose every ICAO we want, but we need to choose an ICAO that isn't already inside the simulator. So ICAO codes usually are 4 letters, and now we're gonna choose for helipads, and this is my convention, and I hope everyone choose this convention. And a 5-letter ICAO starting with an H. I'm gonna call this H Bose. So that's 5-letter, and the airport name will be Boson Hospital. Okay, I don't really care about latitude and longitude because I'm gonna change them and create airport. Now we have our project created as a Mapmo Design airport with the ICAO we have chosen and the name of the airport with an asset group, and the name is scenery. The asset group is this asset group will contain our placement. So I don't like the scenery name for this project, so I'm gonna go to the inspector and gonna call this Boson placement. But you can choose the name you want. You can leave scenery here, is not a problem. Boson placement. Okay, so I'm gonna click load into the editor, For this, you need some windows. We don't need the material editor. You need a scenery editor, and you need the objects. So, as you can see, we have an airport here. This is the group for an airport, the Bosen Hospital. And now, if we zoom out a lot, there's a blue circle here. Then this blue circle is the radius of our airport. So we want the radius of the center of this airport being where the helipad is. So we need to move this where our helipad is, and is right there. Here, this is the hospital structure, and the circle is very big, so we can edit it going into the properties and moving this object radius like 300 meters or so, or maybe bigger. Yes, 500 meters. So it contains all our helipads. One is here, one is here, one is here, and the other one should be there. Okay, anything else? Now we are ready to place our pads. So we know that one pad is here and is here. So go back into the flight simulator. This building should not be there. So we're gonna maybe exclude this and add a polygon to exclude this. Add polygon. Where are you polygons? Polygon. Add a polygon back into the scenery editor. Control to place the polygon vertices and enter to confirm. And in the building properties, I'm gonna exclude every building here. Yeah, I'm gonna duplicate this and put it here to clear up the space for the other pad. Okay, right, now we can start adding helipads. It's very simple. You go to objects, you choose helipad, and now we can choose the type of the helipad. We can change this later. And this is well, this is a circle one, maybe, but let's see how a circle helipad is. And change the properties. If you don't have the window, you can go to the view properties. You see how they change. Then for the sake of this tutorial, we can go with a circle one. And now you can shape your helipad like you do with like you do like aprons and polygons and so on. So we need to make it a bit smaller. We can scale it. Oh, this is the move. We can scale it. Yeah, maybe like this. Yep, and if we want to do the right one, we need to make this the shape. It's not important for this tutorial. Maybe we can do it later, or you can do and show me. I will be very happy if you do this. And you can just to have a transparent polygon. And if you make your own apron in the right way, maybe we can do that now. You the apron the apron will not be covered but by the material of this helipad. So maybe we can add an apron, the full apron, add it. Well, not perfect, but close to. Okay, so maybe we need to make this thing a little bit smaller. And this one doesn't have the H, so we can choose no. But there's an helipad here. And what if we want to start from this helipad? We need to add a start location. We can add it the orientation of our start location, maybe like this. Helicopter will be pointing this way when we load up in the simulator. Basically, that's all. So we add another one here. And we add an helipad. and add it. And into the properties, maybe we're gonna choose medical one, because looks like there's is this the same one. And this will be transparent of course. And now we can scale it. Okay, great. We can add a start location to this as well. Edit the position, maybe in the same way of the other one. Yeah. Okay. Um, we can call this Helipad 1. And this one is Helipad 2. Keep in mind that this name won't be in your world map. You can see this name right now, or at least I haven't found the way of adding the name into the start into the world map. Okay, great. And if you save this and compile and put in community, you will be able to start from those paths. Now we have another type of path, which is an elevated one, and should be here. Remember correctly? Okay. Yeah, it should be right there, maybe right there. This is a new part of the hospital has been in construction. If you can see, there's a crane here. This is imagery. Maybe it's 2028 and 2018, maybe 2019. But in 2020, the helipad was ready to have helicopters on it. You can do it in different ways. The easiest one, maybe if you don't want to do yourself a model in Blender or in a 3D software, you can right now add an helipad here. And to add that, we need to use a surface where the helicopter can land on. And this will be an hard surface. You have already an hard surface in your scenery objects, and it's called collision. And make sure you use the one from the FS base. It's called the collision road. I'm gonna press add. And it's invisible. And to see it, my suggestion is to go to collision and activate the mesh collision. Also the simple shape, I'm gonna explain you later the difference between those. Now we can shape this, make this a little smaller. And we disable the snap to ground and we raise it where we want our helipad. Yep, this is in the right place. So once we have, and we can now disable the collisions. Once we have our hard surface, we can add an helipad over it. So I'm gonna click Objects, Add Helipad. And press Add. So where is our helipad? As you can see, the simulator has snapped our helipad on top of the hard surface. Okay? Now in the simulator, basically all the buildings are surface, as far as I know. No, I'm not a great flyer. Scenery editors are not flyers, you know. I don't know if this works without the collision shape. So let's try this. Let's try this. Add an helipad here. No, it doesn't work without the collision. So as you can see, if you don't add the collision, your helipad will be on the ground. Well, if you add some collision enable object, and this can be a custom object or the one that I've shown you, you will be able to start from an elevated position. So let's remove this one, and this is the Helipad 4. Okay, so maybe we can add an apron under this helipad, so making it transparent, and add an apron. I'm gonna go for a square one, yeah. Okay, and I'm gonna give this the right material, so tools, the material editor. I'm gonna search for a brick texture. This could be okay. This one is gonna go there. Okay, I want it to be another color, so coloration, maybe more towards our red orangey texture, maybe like this. Okay, so I'm gonna add a start location also for this helipad, and this will be the helipad 3, and the start location for this helipad at the position will be pointing this way. Okay, so now we have 4 helipad, and we can save our scenery. Okay, and we can build our scenery. Yes, I want to save it. Okay, no error in the console, so we can close it and restart the simulator, put our packaging community, and see if we have work in the right way. So I've copied the updated packages into my community folder, and now if we search with our IKEO HPOS, we can see that we have our number for helipad here. And I'm gonna click fly, and let's see if our helicopter is over the building or into the ground. And we see if our helicopter will be over the building or into the ground. Oh, nice place this. Anyone of you know where this place is? Let me know in the comments. Okay, loading up on the roof. So as you can see, the helicopter is sitting right on the collision mesh we have added. And if we could fly, we can probably go flying. Move the collective up or down, and boom, it landed right away. So let's see if we can. Oh, this is the the unofficial. Oh, it is close the legacy flight model because I am not able to fly helicopters. Let's see the other one we have created. It's the orange one. Oh, go. Okay, that is not how you should fly a helicopter. But we have pads now. Yeah, helicopter pads, helipads. Okay, right away. I have collision disabled also when I'm developing sceneries. Okay, now we have a fake part here. But what if we need to make one in Blender? And it's quite easy, so let's load our thing here. Load into the editor. So while while the sim is loading stuff, we can go to our package here, to our project. Going into the inspector, we need to add an asset group for our custom helipad. So click add that asset group. It's going to be a custom asset group. Next will be a model lib, and this will be called boson models, and create. And here we have our boson models. So in Blender, we need to create the helipad itself. So we need measurements. And to have measurements, we need to go to maybe Google Earth and search for the right measurements. Okay, with a ruler. And this is a 35 meters large pad. 35 meters. Thank you, Google Earth. And in Blender, I'm gonna add a cube with 35 meters size. Of course, we don't want the size into all the all the various axes of the cube and various dimension of the cube. So we're gonna scale with the Z. So I'm gonna scale it in the Z. Okay, there. And maybe we need to add some feet to this. So I'm gonna take the lower part, insect. Yes, because we need to create also the outer part here. So it's gonna be a little bit larger for the outer part. Yeah. Insect it and add some loop cuts. Maybe I'm gonna apply the scale. Insert a couple of loop cuts here. But want a functional model. To have a functional model, as you remember, so apply or transform. If you remember, when we added the collision road, we need to make this thing collidable. And with the Azobo exporter, with Azobo plugin for Blender, we can add the collision shapes. So if you go to add with your object selected, we go to add flex metal collision, and this will be a box collision, and we can scale it like a normal box. So I have scale in the Z direction and also in the Y direction. Here it is. Move up. Okay, should be in the right way. So the box to work should be a son, should be a child of the object. As you can see, the cube is the parent and the box is the child of the object. Uh, Remember, don't apply transform to this one, because if you make everything we do before, so Control A to select all and Control and A to select all and Control A to apply or transform, your little box collision will change its size. So we don't want to do that, and please don't apply the transform to the box collision, apply only to the parent. Okay, so we can export this in our model lib. We don't need that to make it fancy right now, and we can call this boson Helipad, and in a multi-exporter, my trust multi-exporter with the AND key, I pop up open the multi-exporter and reload ELODs. I'm gonna click generate XML, boson Helipad. I'm gonna save it to our boson models, which is in our project, boson hospital, package sources, scenery, boson models, here it is, and accept. You can create a folder for your model, or you can put it in the model lib itself. It's not mandatory to have a folder, but I always create folder for my objects. So Boson Helipad, and I'm gonna export and save the Blender files to make later modification. Boson Helipad. I keep my Blender files inside my models, my model folder. So back into the simulator, we can now click build all. Okay, as you can see, we have created a BGL for our models because we have compiled. The compiler has detected that we have a new model in our model lib and it's compiled it. And now we can add it. So I'm going to remove the collision road and also the helipad because we want to add that again. And I go to my objects and my scenery. So let's wait a bit to get loaded all the objects here. Don't worry, you haven't lose all your objects. Okay, I'm gonna search for the helipads. So all these helipads are the one that are added by Azobo with the Simatate 11, but I want my boson and add it here. And here it is. View, inspector, view properties. Snap to ground, no, because I want it on the top of the building. Pump it here. Okay, now it's elevated. We can save. Correct. And now, if we add an helipad here, an helipad object, and add it, known, add it, the helipad will sit on top of our collision mesh, collision shape. Yeah, that's smaller. Okay, if you want to see your collision shape, option, collision, collision shape. Simple shape collision. And is this thing here outlined in red and with a green box in it. Okay, perfect. So let's compile the stuff and rebuild it. Okay, correct. And let's rerun the simulator, copying the packages into community. And here you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our helicopter sitting on top of our helipad. Maybe it's a touch up, so you have to use your to move your collision shape just a little bit down. But well, I like it. So next step is to make a correct helipad with the right shape, with the right texture, like colors, because this place really deserves it. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial and see you next time. Bye!